telling my people to prosper and hold it down. Don't you sit and wait, contemplating on a revolution. The time is now. I just wanna be free. 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 Can't you see? I just wanna be free.
Okay. Another episode of the Things I Wish I Knew About Money podcast. I'm your host, Kamille Smith. Woo! Folks, it is episode 127. It is tax season. It's been a long tax season. And I just wanted to start off with like, wow. If you guys remember, I believe episode 124, 125 with Shayna. No, it's probably 124 or 123. I warned y'all. What did I say? What did I say? I said there is a high possibility that CRA was going on strike. And see it there? So even though, so we just want to let folks know that even though they're on strike, there is still an opportunity to file your taxes. Okay, so that is one thing that I am happy about, because I was a little worried, but at work and during my business, we're going on like nothing has happened. We're still doing taxes and filing them and all that good stuff. So that is a saving grace. However, I want you, ladies and gentlemen, to know that it's a good idea to please get your taxes done as soon as possible, because it's the prolonging or the processing of it that is what you want to be worried about, right? So that is one thing I'm trying to tell people: get your taxes done. Get your taxes done. And all that good stuff. And that's just how I see it. And I am going to talk about some of the reasons why they went on strike. I get it. I get why they went on strike, but it is an inconvenience for some of us, right? So if you're affected by the taxes, is what it is. You should have done it earlier. Actually, funny story. Well, it's not that funny for me, but funny story. I realized how CRA is going to affect folks that are obviously preparing taxes and all that stuff. I literally was on hold for an hour and a half earlier this week, and I've never been so frustrated with being put on hold and not being able to not being able to solve the issue that I had, because especially with waiting for an hour and a half. So it's been one heck of a week for me. I've been doing OT at work, but I've actually been learning a lot of things. So this is actually the reason why I have this episode, because let's just say that I joined a company that does taxes as well. I would say I'm in a boot camp of learning everything. So I made a joke with myself saying, "Oh, you do taxes?" Oh, Muffin. Basically, the taxes I've been doing at work is on a different level than what I've been doing with individuals, because different type of clientele. Can't really say much, but I have learned a lot. But I'm going to discuss about that later on. It's not going to be a long episode, but I definitely want to keep y'all in the loop and to know certain things, or just to know the uncommon things that you can claim or deduct, and all that stuff, and the um credits and deductions that I have acknowledged that I haven't acknowledged before. So give me one moment as I finish up trying to bring as many people on, because this episode is actually really important. Every episode is really important. Speaking of episodes, so as you notice, for the last for the last month, I've had only premieres. And I don't know about y'all, but every single episode that happened throughout the last couple weeks, I've loved them like to the fullest. Like the one with Dale especially was like the biggest one, because everyone wanted to hear about EYL and Market Monday's event. The conversation with Andre, where we were talking about men's health and just prostate cancer awareness, that was amazing to me. I just felt like I was on a different level. And also talking to Jason Brown, where I don't have the book on me, but I'm doing a challenge. I'm definitely going to tell y'all about it soon, because I want you folks to, like, be mindful of what's coming. There's a saying that there's going to be a recession. I'm really hoping not, because I just feel like a lot of people aren't prepared as they should be. But if you are prepared, amazing. If you're not, eek. Um, so that is something I want to show you. I am going to talk about my journey with that challenge as well. So yeah, stay tuned, folks. So now that I have that, so what's happening with CRA and how is this going to impact you? So Wednesday morning, was it Wednesday morning or Tuesday morning? Tuesday morning, it was Tuesday morning actually. Tuesday morning, um, the public, I'm not even say CRA, because it's not only CRA, but the Public Service Alliance of Canada decided that 35, like, sorry, let me say it again. The Public Service Alliance of Canada, which also includes 35,000 CRA workers, decided to go on strike. At first, I was kind of panicking, because I was like, oh, what's going to happen? But then I realized that we were in full service and all that good stuff. However, the thing that you want to be concerned about is that CRA is actually going on strike during the tax season. I don't recall this ever happening in the longest time. So I'm kind of shook. I'm kind of on the shook side, you know, but I get it. The issue that's happening is that since the going on strike isn't their first choice, but securing a strong strike mandate now gives them more leverage to have a fair and decent contract. I get it. I've been talking to some folks in the government, and they're mentioning that the pay raise that's happening is not significant enough to handle what's going on with inflation. I do understand that. Um, you know, everyone, I'm not going to say only CRA folks, but everyone is trying to have a fair pay raise, and it's only fair to like have it, you know, be alongside with the inflation, because if you're getting 2% and inflation is like 5.5, you're minus 3% no matter what. You're always going to be behind. And I saw a study the other day. I can't remember it right now, but I saw it and it was mind blowing that it was absolutely ridiculous that the way that there's something about inflation the last 30 years and the way that salaries and housing cost, it was absolutely ridiculous. I was actually shocked. I was shocked and appalled. Um so I just want everyone to realize that the reason why this is happening is because of unfair um wages, right? And people are just trying to stay afloat with what's happening in the world, or in inflation and the economy and a possible recession. So I get it. I support Una, but y'all piss me off when it comes to getting a hold of y'all. So if I feel like I'm contradicting myself, it's because I'm frustrated and stuff. So I apologize. But um I'm the only thing I'm concerned about is that April 28th, so Friday, um seniors, or yeah, seniors, I only know for sure seniors are getting like their CPP, OAS, and pension. I'm concerned that they're not going to be able to get their money. And there's a lot of seniors that are depending on that money for their livelihood. So I'm hoping that, the government can get their shit together, excuse my French, and just come out with an agreement with everyone so it's kind of normal. And also, there's no extension with the tax. There's no extension. So the reason why I'm doing this episode this week is because there's technically 1 week left for the tax season, because the deadline, it is April 30th, aka May 1st, because April 30th is a Sunday, so they're pushing it for Monday. But there's no extension because there's a strike. So I'm sorry, y'all. So if you're trying to get a hold of people at the call center, it's going to be quite difficult. And then just you might see delays with the processing and certain things. So fingers crossed that everything works out, because I'm kind of worried still, I'm kind of worried still, but I'm just gonna push through. And anyone that has provided me their taxes, I'm going to finish it this weekend. That is my goal. I know some people are like, well, let me get this straight. If you've reviewed and paid for e-filing your taxes will be done this weekend. If you haven't paid yet, you're not going to get taxed. I made sure this year I was very strict about how I was going to run the business, because as you guys know in previous episodes, I've been frustrated and all that good stuff. So I am only going based on who has paid and going with that. And trust me, being at this job, I've learned so much. So let me tell y'all what I've learned. So the first week was extremely draining, because I'm accustomed to like, 1 and 2 taxes like throughout the day or throughout the week. But this was me doing like numerous, like just today I did 6 today. And I was like, holy crow. But they were easy. So the ones that are easy, I'm good. I'm crisp. My confidence is up. If it's time consuming, which I received, then I was drained, and there was some taxes I did that had like estates, and then it brings me back to my mom and it makes me just mentally drained. So the first week, the first 2 weeks, it was absolutely trash. It was trash. But I managed to overcome that and just push through. So and now as of late, I'm getting used to it. And there's certain things that I'm new to experiencing that I'm loving that I'm getting this experience because then I can cater to folks. And one of them is foreign income over 100,000 K. Not saying how much, but if you have over 100,000 K of foreign income, then there's a T1135 that you have to claim or I'll say announce to CRA. So you have to show where your money, basically you have to show what country you receive that foreign income from, how much was the gross income and how much was your capital gains or losses. Don't quote me on if I'm saying it incorrectly. My other accountant friends can or tax accountants can challenge me on that. By all means, do so. But this is something that I acknowledged, and I got really excited actually. I was like, yo, I actually can't wait for this to happen to me. Um, so I was really excited about that. The other one that I noticed is medical. Okay, so pump the brakes. Folks, anyone, so say, actually, this one was rude. I think I acknowledged it before. If you if you say a family member or yourself took the ambulance and they gave you that bill, that $45 bill, you could actually claim for that in your medicals. Um, with medicals, you can, there's a certain period, like a 12-month period that you can claim throughout the year. Um, let's say you wanted to do something from, let's say October 2021 to September 30th, September 30th, 2022, you're able to do that because it's within the 12-month period with the medical. So I know normally people just keep it straight from January to December, which is kind of easier. But let's say you forgot some medical expenses from the previous years, you can adjust it, you can amend your taxes and adjust it accordingly so you're able to get a better maximize on the taxable or your taxes that you're going to be paying or receiving. um you can also claim for parking. I actually have a parking ticket that I can keep. So I'm not sure if y'all have ever complained. And sorry, this timeout. This is not for folks that work at the hospital. This is for individuals that go to the hospital or drive to the hospital like about 40 kilometers or more. You're able to claim the mileage that you drove to the hospital or any actually I'm going to say hospitals. You could claim those. So if it's 40, more than 40K one way, more than 80K one way, or more than 120 one way, you can claim that. So you have to be mindful of the mileage that you've done. And also if you have a parking ticket at the hospital, you could claim that. So that's something you want to be mindful. I didn't know that because normally when it comes to taxes, a lot of people forget about their medical. Um, but I mean, this is something I learned. I'm forever learning. I'm very grateful for learning a lot of stuff. Um, what else? There's staycation. Um, I'm not sure if a lot of people remember that in 2022, you could claim anywhere that you stayed in Ontario. So this is for the Ontario folks. You can keep your hotel receipt or camping receipt. Airbnb. Airbnb is a little tricky because of the HST number, but still you could claim those. Just gotta look for the HST number. The staycation is very important. Individuals that are what else? There's individuals that have digital subscriptions for newspapers. You could claim those. I know that's something that's really uncommon for folks to claim, but claim that. So this is for self-employed folks or people that have rental income or investment incomes. There's a common fee that a lot of people don't consider, and that's the fee from their bank. So let's say you have an investment account, a non-registered investment account, and then you have to pay a fee to the bank. You can claim those fees. If you have interest that you paid on those, you can claim those interest. Because it's investment income and also rental incomes as well. I'll have a different episode for that because I've learned a lot. And for the people that have rental income, I'm going to have a certain form for y'all to fill it out because, these people I've been seeing, they're just so straightforward and they know how to just give you the numbers. It just makes life easy, especially because with a rental income, you should already know what your gross income is, how much you spent on like advertising, how much you spent on maintenance and repairs, how much you spent on mortgage interest, and so on and so forth. Like I said, I'll have another episode about that, or I will actually make a post. I haven't posted anything really for financial literacy month. I'm sorry. It's been tax season has been crazy busy, but I will make a post or two before the month ends. What else? Medicals. I found that a lot of people don't know that they can claim a lot of their medicals. Like if you had medical things throughout the year, I will send you a list and just to see if that's doable. People also forgot or has been forgetting their work from home. And folks, I don't need your hours of how long you worked. I just need to know your working days. So there's on the form, the T77S form, there is the fixed rate or the flat rate. I'm sorry, the flat rate or the detailed one. Depending on how much you've used in like electricity and stuff, it is beneficial for the detailed one, especially for like um if you have a high like I want to say if you have at least 10% of a space in your place, you probably will see more benefits from that because you have to charge your electricity, your internet, and all that good stuff. However, I found that most people benefit from the flat rate. However, a lot of people are not um thinking about their vacation days, and I'm not adding your vacation days. I'm sorry, I'm not doing it. Like I said, I follow a straight path. Okay. So that's one thing. That's one thing people forget. Um, there's one thing that I'm concerned about, and going forward, I'm going to work about this. I shouldn't be only speaking to you during this time of the year. because I actually saw individuals that if they had planned accordingly throughout the year, they would have seen better results. I acknowledged folks withdrawing RSP before they were 71. They're like my age. And my advice to folks that do that is instead of pulling out the RSP, because one, you're going to be taxed on that. You're going to get a fee taking out that RSP. You're going to get taxed on that because it's considered RSP income. So you might go in a different tax bracket. And two, instead of withdrawing it out, you have to transfer it because you won't get dinged if you transfer it to another RSP. So if you're switching jobs or something, transfer it. Do not take it out because you're getting a tax on that. Also, if you need an RSP or once again, if you're not making at least 50K a year, your better option with tax strategy is to put money into your tax-free savings, because you putting money into your RSPs to reduce your taxable income, it's not going to do anything really because you're already at a tax bracket that's not going to really affect. However, if you're making more than $50,000, then you want to utilize your RSPs, and also now I'm just going to say FHSA, so the first home savings account, you want to utilize those for reducing your taxable income. So first things first. So please folks, you know the difference. If you're not, you're basically you're not going to get the best of everything if you use the RSP when you're making under $50,000. And use your tax-free savings if you need to pull out money. Use your savings if you have to pull out money. I'm hoping and I'm praying that most of y'all don't have to take out money from your RSPs, right? And if that's the case, then we have to sit down throughout the year to figure that out, because like I said, I'm your personal finance trainer and I want to strategize throughout the year to help you maximize on your taxes. It's all about tax planning and tax strategies instead of just saying, okay, Cam, here's my stuff. Nah, going forward, I want to see you guys throughout the year. And if you got, just reminded, if I'm doing tough love because I'm not burnt out, but tax season's getting to me. There's a reason why I have a questionnaire. The questionnaire is one for people that are new, so I'm able to know what to look out for. Two, so you know what I need and I know what you have and what I can possibly have a question like, oh, did you think about this? Did you think about that? And I am going to incorporate having like a 15-minute chat with folks so I can get a better understanding and knowing which questions to ask to pull it out. So I'm able to know you. We're building a relationship at the end of the day. So if you moved, you got to tell me. You have to tell me if you moved. If someone died, you have to tell me. Like I literally was about to finish someone's taxes. I'm like, wait a minute. You moved. I was like, here, give me this information because you moved. Or like, oh, wait, why am I seeing an estate of someone's taxes? Did someone die? I need to know that information. So people, do not just send me things and not have a discussion with me, because I'm not going to know everything unless we throughout the year have a talk. Unless we're like, family and stuff, obviously I know certain things, family, friends, loved ones, and all that good stuff. I will know certain things, but I'm not going to remember everything. So it's good throughout the year we have a discussion and I take notes so I know how to plan wisely about your taxes, because I want you guys to get the best um opportunities. And honestly, December, I want to sit down with like everyone, just especially December, to sit down and see what, like, especially if you have investments, how to utilize the taxes or the income that you have, so we're able to plan accordingly. And then also from December to like January, seeing if you have to put in more RSPs so you don't have to worry about um paying back as much or reducing your taxable income. I have some pissed off people because they didn't tell me that they're in a different tax bracket. And I'm not going to know unless we sit down throughout the year and have that discussion. So, as your personal finance trainer, it is really important for you to sit down with me throughout the year so we can have these strategies and discussions and actually follow them. Follow them, please, because I'm not here just to like take your money and stuff. We're actually building a relationship and trying to maximize it for you. So I'm still learning as I go along, and I'm glad I have this job because I'm learning more, and I'm thinking of ways to strategize with y'all to make sure things are like off the chain. So I'm hoping more actually no, after the tax season, so I'm going to say like May, June, I'm going to have a form that sits you down to see me at least 2 or 3 times in the year. Or if something does happen throughout the year, please tell me so I'm aware, and then we have a game plan about that. So if it's like you got married, you got divorced, you had a child, um you had a child, you sold a house, you bought a house, you're thinking of getting investment property in a different country and stuff, I need to know, because as your personal finance trainer, I want the best for you and I want to utilize everything that you have. And also the folks that have non-registered accounts, I want us to maximize on like the interest. I've noticed that a lot of people are paying interest on their savings account but haven't utilized their tax-free savings or their RSPs. I want to fix that. So as your personal finance trainer, we are going to utilize and have a better system so everyone is able to get better things in life. Hey, yes, Letitia. I wish you were here so you'd so you'd tell me how you feel about what's going on in the tax world for you. But it's okay. I'm going to have other tax accountants or tax preparers, specialists, and all that good stuff to tell me their stories on how they're feeling during the tax season. Because, baby, the way I'm feeling right now, um, it's crazy, but I'm enjoying the ride. I'm learning more. I'm getting my feet wet with a lot of things, and I am going to get better. I'm gonna be like a master by the time I finish this year and all this stuff in tax season. So I can't wait to tell you more stuff. I think, hold on. There's at least one more thing that I looked up, like uncommon expenses. Un momento, because I know I wanna keep this short and sweet, but Once again, folks, if you haven't done your taxes yet, or you haven't messaged me, and I promise I won't cuss y'all. I promise. I promise. I know I said it before that I will, but I'm not. I won't do it. I won't do it. But I just want you all to realize that it's really important to know certain things. Um, I'm gonna have I might have an extra episode for self-employed folks because they're on a different frequency. Um, there are challenges that I see, and there are things that I really want to structure in a good way so it's not time consuming and it's not stressful for both of us, right? Um, but it's Mercury retrograde. It just started yesterday, of course, during the CRA strike. Hold on, actually no. Uncommon things. Boom. Oh. So I'm gonna tell you guys the 10 most bizarre Canadian tax rules that make you giggle. Let's have something fun before I end off. Wow. So the first one is hair transplant cost. A hair plant cost paid to a doctor will generally qualify as medical expenses and will give rise to a Canadian tax credit. However, only medical expenses in excess, of 3% of your income will be eligible for this tax credit. So example, actually that's a good thing because a lot of people give me, I think that's why a lot of people don't give me their medical. But here's example. So let's say you're making 50,000 a year. If you don't have more than 1,500 of taxes, then you're not really going to see a difference. Or if you're making 100,000, don't worry, I know some people. If you don't have more than 3,000 of medical expenses, you're not really going to see a difference. But I mean, at least you tried, and it keeps you gives you that habit to um put in your medicals and your donations. Put in your donations, folks, and start donating. Another one, this is I hope people know this one. Lottery or gambling winnings are not taxable. Can't say that for my folks in the States. Sorry. But yeah, lottery winnings in Canada are treated as a win fields and is not subject to Canadian income tax. So anyone that makes money, boom. Salary paid to 11-year-old deductible. So in the recent years, a recent tax court case, the court allowed the taxpayer to deduct 7,000 in expenses paid to his 11 and 13-year-old sons. The taxpayer testified as to exact duties performed by each son, including the hours of work. This is for someone that is self-employed. Like I said, I will have another episode about this to be more in depth. Employers are not allowed to give 2 non-cash gifts a year to employees. CRA policy is that employees are allowed to give 2 non-cash gifts a year to employees without the employees having to include the gifts in income for Canadian income tax purposes, provided that the gifts total are less than $500. Good to know. This is for my weed smokers or smokers per se. Medical marijuana is deductible for tax. Vitamins are not tax deductible. I don't make the rules. I'm sorry. I wish the vitamins were actually tax deductible though, to be fair. Inactive corporate director is liable for corporation taxes. So a director, including an inactive director or a corporation, is jointly and severely liable with the corporation for failure to deduct, withhold, or remit income tax, payroll, or GST amounts required. So you have to do your taxes no matter what. If you haven't done your taxes and you're a corporate, you will receive something from CRA, best believe, whether it's in the mail or on your CRA account. Change of use of principal residence to rental. If a taxpayer has completely converted his or her principal residence to a rental property, this is deemed a disposition of the property, both land and building, at a fair market value. This is a big one. Definitely gotta have someone like a tax accountant. I'm trying to get someone on here soon to discuss about this because this is really important. Most legal fees incurred in family law situations are not deductible. Most legal fees incurred in family law situations are not deductible for Canadian income tax purposes. Ooh. Unless the main exception is for fees incurred to enforce a child maintenance order. Got that. Parking provided to employees. Oh, voila. Let me read this one. Parking provided to employees may constitute a taxable benefit to the employee, requiring an inclusion on their Canadian income tax. The taxable amount is the fair market value of the parking less any amount the employee pays for the space. Interesting. Cost of uniforms or other specialized clothing not deductible. Even though a job may require specialized clothing or uniforms, the cost of the clothes is not deductible for Canadian income tax purposes. Similarly, grooming costs such as facials, manicures, haircuts for professionals such as an on-air talent for television news reporter cannot be deducted. Here you have it, folks. Gosh, because I remember someone tried to debate that. No. However, I'm glad that I was able to have this discussion. Once again, CRA is on strike, but that doesn't mean you cannot do your taxes. Do not wait till next year. Do not wait for 2 years from now. Please just do your taxes so you're able to utilize the credits that you need, or also if you're going to try to get a house down the road, you got to do your taxes so the mortgage people can analyze it, get the pre-approvals and all that good stuff. Just get it done. I'm I'm hoping more folks that have multiple years to do sees this and decides to do their taxes, because there's no point of missing out on opportunities when you don't do your taxes. So make sure y'all like, subscribe, tell a friend, check on your accountant friends. check on your friends that do taxes. Most of us are not okay. But we're still surviving. As long as I got coffee or ginger ale and all that good stuff, I'm good and all that. But on a serious note, I hope the folks that are on strike do get what they deserve, because you're worth it, right? You put all that time and effort, and the inflations are killing unliving, sorry. Some of the inflation and what's happening in the economy is really affecting a lot of us. So we gotta do as best as we can, right? But on that note, folks, I am out like a light because I gotta still finish some taxes and all that good stuff. The grind doesn't stop. The grind doesn't stop. But I will rest as soon as it's over. So next week, I will utilize resting and all that good stuff. Trust me on that one, because I learned recharging is everything. So for the folks that need a recharge, please recharge. Praying for y'all and all that good stuff. All right. Yes.
See, knowledge is a must, so link the flip boss. Watch the result flash and watch your life change. And for your better cause, you have a business or a plan and want to make it. Yeah, flip and floss, are the one to manifest it. Yeah, and if you want to better manage all your credit, call the boss. Flip and floss, no doubt, then we do it. Yeah, flip and floss, money literacy boss. Yeah, greatness in our blood because we're working for your cause. Flip and floss, money literacy boss. Yeah, boots up your knowledge for your minimal cost. Hey, yeah, flip and floss, money literacy boss. Greatness in our blood because we're working for your cause. Flip and floss, money literacy boss. Yeah, up your knowledge for your minimal cost.